All right, here we go. We're talking about 6.3. This is Math 1. Talking about combinations. We've said already that combinations, order does not matter. So we need some specific examples of when combinations are different than permutations. Okay? Obviously, in the problem, if it says something about a combination, then you're going to use combination. Everybody find the combination button on your calculator. I think it's the division button. Is that right?
NCR.
NCR, right? So it's written, the notation is written the exact same way. This is combinations 6 choose 5. Or I could do combinations of 6 choose 6. Or I could do combinations of 6 choose 2. Okay? So luckily the notation is the same. The way we say it is the same. What is the only difference?
Order does not matter.
Order does not matter. Emphatically, order does not matter. Okay? So here's an example of combinations. For your school pictures, you can choose 4 backgrounds from a list of 10. How many combinations of backdrops are possible? Which is it? Is it combinations or permutations? It's combinations because order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which ones you pick. Okay? Could be any order. Order does not matter. When you're picking backdrops like that, order doesn't matter. You're not putting them in a particular slot. Okay, so how would we get that answer? What would that be? That would be 10 choose 4 on combinations. Everybody type that in your calculator. You have 10 different choices. You choose 4 backgrounds for your school pictures. What would your answer be?
210.
210. Very good. Is that number bigger or smaller than permutations?
Bigger.
Do permutations 10 choose 4 and tell me what you get. It's going to be quite a bit bigger.
Yeah.
5,040. So it's quite a bit bigger. Permutations are quite a bit bigger than combinations, especially here. All right, let's go. Let's do another example. Here we go. There are 28 students in your math class. Your teacher chooses 5 students at random to complete a group project. Find the probability that you and your best friend. That's too much. Here we go. Let's try this one. A school student council has 16 members, including 4 seniors. That's not a good example. I apologize. All right, let's try this one. 11 students are trying out for 5 different positions in the school band. 11 students are trying out for 5 different positions in the school band. And how many ways can the 5 positions be filled? Would that be a permutation or a combination? That's a permutation, right? You got You got how many different ways? You got 11 students trying out for 5 different positions. Order matters. You got a drummer, a trumpet, a clarinet, okay? Somebody on the tuba. 11 students are trying out for 5 different positions. That would be permutations. All right, what would the answer be? And how many ways can the 5 positions be filled?
55,440.
Very good. 55,440. Okay, that would be 11 choose 5. All right, here's another example. You can write these down or you can just listen. I need everybody's paying attention. David, sit up. 5 students from 90 students in your class will be selected to answer a questionnaire about participating in school sports. I'll say it again. 5 students from 90 students in your class will be selected to answer a questionnaire about participating in school sports. How many groups of 5 are possible?
Combination.
That's a combination. Order is not important. What is the answer?
43,949,268.
Correct. 43,949,268. Why such a big number? 90 students. You're choosing 5 at a time. That's a lot. A lot of different combinations. How many? 43 million. Okay, a bunch. Almost 44 million. All right, here we go. Are you getting the idea of what the difference is? All right, let's try one more. To complete a quiz, you must answer 4 questions from a list of 12 questions. In how many different ways can you complete the quiz?
Permutation.
That is a combination.
No.
Order doesn't matter. You could do number 10, you could do number 2, you could do number 1, you could do number 7. Order doesn't matter. It is a combination.
Wait, can you repeat the question?
To complete a quiz, you must answer 4 questions from a list of 12 questions. In how many ways can you complete the quiz? What would the answer be?
495.
495. Once you know whether it's a permutation or combination, then it gets easier. Anybody pick up on a way you might be able to tell without even really listening to it? Student last period picked it up. Bella, do you have an idea?
You say you choose, like there's different keywords.
There are. Listen to this. 5 students from 90 students was a combination. 5 students from 90 students was a combination. 4 questions from 12 questions was a combination. 4 questions by 12 questions was a combination. 4 backgrounds from 10 backgrounds was a combination.
Smaller.
All right, now listen to the permutation. 11 students tried out for 5 different positions.
The number of backwards.
Right, so what's the generalization? We haven't come up with a counterexample.
Smaller number first if you're doing something.
All right, so just out of the blue, think about this one. 20 students are running for 3 different positions on student council. What's that going to be? Permutation. Okay, so that's kind of a cheater way, but it works so far. We haven't come up with a counterexample. All right, let's look in our workbook and practice a few problems together. Workbook. We are on page 364. 364. We're all about combinations. Guys, let me say this. I didn't really say it. There is a formula. I think it's like this. There is a huge formula that has all kind of factorials and everything else in there. But is there any reason for you to memorize that formula?
No.
No, your calculator does it for you. The big thing is knowing the difference between combinations and permutations. We're on page 364 in our workbook.
Sometimes the numbers are so big though that the calculator can't really.
Let me say this, eyes up here. Also, there's some problems that we're fixing to do that look like this because this is kind of the formula. Your calculator won't do it like that. If you just smush these 2 numbers together, it won't do it. You need to either put them in parentheses like this, and it'll do it, or you need to put the times button in between it, and it'll do it. Okay? It's never a bad idea to use parentheses. Okay? I want you, workbook, page 364, I want you to try 1 through 15. And on 14 and 15, those word problems over there, not only do I want you to tell me combinations or permutations, I want you to find the answer. Okay, write that down, Chris. 14 and 15, I need you to find the answer. Don't just tell me combinations or permutations. Go ahead and find the answer. Okay? Page 364, 1 through 15 in your workbook, now at your desk.